Okay, good morning. Today is Monday. It is the first day of Chol HaMoed, first day of Chol HaMoed Sukkos, the 17th day of Tishrei. And today, we know that we have the Ushpizin. The Ushpizin are the guests to come for Sukkos. And Rivka is also a guest. They'll come for Sukkos to spend with us. But we have the guest that it says in the Zohar, Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, Yosef, and David. And we have also the guest, the Hasidic guest. And every day there is a different leader. The first day, Baal Shem Tov, the second day, the Mezritcha Magid, and today is the Alter Rebbe. So we're learning Tanya today, in which the Tanya was written by the Alter Rebbe, the Baal Tanya, Rabbi Shlomo Zalman. So therefore, it's a very special thing. We're learning today the Tanya again, and we are holding in the middle of chapter 22 of Igeret HaKodesh, the holy letters of the Alter Rebbe. Now, in this chapter 22, it is a chapter that the Alter Rebbe complains. He complains that Hasidim bother him with material things, questions, brachas about parnasa, about health, about other things, what to do, how to do. And this letter that is printed in the Tanya is not a complete letter. The complete letter is printed in the books of the letters of Alter Rebbe. And in the Tanya, they put edited parts of the letters. And the same thing here. It doesn't say all of the complaints Alter Rebbe said, but Alter Rebbe said, and this they only put in what the Alter Rebbe mentioned, but about asking for things when something goes wrong, when something is not good materially, other things. He says, don't come to me. He says, the prophets, they are the ones who you can talk to them about material things, like we find by King Saul. Before he became a king, he was looking for his donkeys. He lost the donkeys, and so they went to the prophet Samuel to tell him where the donkeys are. So we see that the prophets also were able to see and were helping with material things. But it says, Alter Rebbe says, this is not what I do. But at the end of the day, even after the Alter Rebbe wrote this, the Alter Rebbe nevertheless continued to accept and to give brachas, even material things. But in this chapter, he focuses on when something happens to a person, what are you supposed to do? What is the thing to do when something, God forbid, happens to someone? He says, what we need to do is to look into yourself. Look into yourself to see what is it that you need to do? What is it that you need to fix? It says just like when a father disciplines a child, if the child is smart and wise, he doesn't say, "Oh, my father is so bad," and is going and is going to run away from the father. That's not what a smart child does. A smart child realizes that if the father disciplines him, he faces the father, and he asks the father, and he accepts, he receives from the father whatever the father has to tell you. So this is the way to receive and to understand, because he knows that whatever the father does, he means well. So basically what Alter Rebbe says here, that when you see something happens, instead of going to run to this Rebbe, that Rebbe, go ask for brachas, You have to go and search into yourself to see what is it, the message that Hashem is telling you. There's something deeper, and this is the main focus of this letter. So let's look inside. Look inside the Tanya, as in the middle of chapter 22 of Igeret HaKodesh, the Holy Letters. What is the suggested advice? Lekabel be'ahava, to accept with love. Hi atzas Hashem befi chazal lefashfesh b'maasa. This is the God's counsel through the mouth of our sages of blessed memory, to examine one's conduct. And when it will find sins that requires scoring by means of sufferings, and you see in front of your eyes the great love of Hashem that upsets the natural orders of divine conduct. He says, Kemoshel, when a person does something out of love, he will do something. The love causes the person to do something not normal things. And the same thing is when Hashem loves us so much, it causes Hashem to do, so to speak, not normal things. Kemoshel Melech Gadol v'Neira, to use an example, as a big, a great, and awesome king, that he cleanses the dirty part of the son. He changes his diaper, basically, of his only child. He doesn't give it to somebody else, so he does it by himself, the great king. Because out of great love of him. As it says in the verse in the Torah, when God will wash the filth of the daughters of Tzion, beruach mishpat, with the spirit of justice. Then, when you focus and you realize that this comes out of the love of Hashem, then as water faces a face in the water reflects the face. This will arouse the love in the heart of anyone who perceives and understands. Yaakov, mehus avas Hashem ala tachtonim, the essence of the nature of the love of Hashem to the tachtonim, to the lower worlds. Asher hi yekara v'toiva mikol chayei lamim kulam, which is more dear and better than all of the lives of the worlds. As it says, as it is written, how precious is your love and kindness, the chesed. And is also written, or your chesed is better than life itself. Because the chesed, the kindness, which is the manifestation of love, it is the very source of life, the fountainhead of life, which is in all of the world. As it is written that Hashem sustains the life through chesed, through kindness. And then Gam Hashem iten atoiv v'yoyeh upon of elaf. So when a person realizes that When you realize it, take the message and you say everything what comes from Hashem, everything what happens to a person, you realize that this is really a show of kindness, that Hashem is sending you a message here. Then, when you realize that this is love, then Hashem gives us a revealed good. But you're upon of Elav, and he will shine, he will make his face shine towards him. B'bchinas ahava megula, asher oisa tchila melubeshes u'masteres. Becomes in a revealed way of love, which was first concealed, b'teichachas megula, and when in a manifest rebuke, veismatku agvuros besharosha, and the expressions of divine severity, the gevura, will be sweetened at their source, because at the source everything comes from the chesed of Hashem. Vizbatlu adinim netzach sela void, and thereby the expression of the divine severity will become nullified forever. We will see only the goodness, the revealed goodness. So basically what the Alter Rebbe is saying here, that when it comes to times like this, when you see some difficulty, we see challenges in life, we need to focus and realize not to run away, not to look for excuses. We realize that this is the Hashem's expression of love, meaning that Hashem, there's something that we need to fix and we need to correct ourselves. Which, by the way, this is something that a person only is supposed to say about yourself. If God forbid something happens to you, you turn to yourself and you say, what is there that I need to fix? But when it happens to somebody else, you should never say, oh, happened this to you, you need to fix this, you need to fix that. Somebody else, we should always say only good things and only come to Hashem and say that this person deserves only good. About yourself, this is the way you should help yourself to guide yourself in the right way, by understanding that everything that comes from Hashem is a message from Hashem in order to make us better. And when we realize that, as the Alter Rebbe said here, it becomes a revealed good for us and for our family. We should all have a good Yom Tov and a good Mayed. Thank you for joining. Please share. We'll see you B'ezrat Hashem tomorrow morning once again, 9 a.m. All the best.